All right, Matt Morris, Charlotte Football Insider, here with Darren Shepard. He is the head coach of the Concord Spiders. Coach, so far, how's the season started out for you?
We've had a great preseason. We had a great summer. You know, our measuring stick is 80% attendance in the summer leading into the fall practice, and we were able to accomplish that. We were hovering around 81 to 82% attendance all summer. I think when you get that much of your team there every day in the summer, it's easier for you to stack days and stack good days on top of good days that way because you have consistency.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man. Last year, you guys, you had it was an okay year, I would say. How is this year going to be better than last season?
The goals, like Alex laid out. Every year we start out with starting the season 1-0. It sets the tone for our season. And I always say that first game of the year is played in the summer. It's played in the spring. It's played in the winter.
Yeah.
With weightlifting and strength conditioning and all the things that we do. For us, our goal eventually is to knock down that wall and get into the playoffs. And it's going to happen when we're able to win games in the margin. Each of the last 3 years, we've been a 34 seed, a 33 seed, and a 33 seed. So
Yeah.
we're missing the playoffs by 1 seed or 2 seeds each of the last 3 years. It is what it is. We don't make excuses. It's a goal of ours to get in the tournament.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Now, you brought these three guys here with you today. What makes these guys special for your program?
Just starting out, they're all three seniors. We have an investment order chart in our program. There's various metrics that it takes into account, everywhere from off-season attendance to how you do in a classroom, to fundraising and what you do community service-wise. The fact that you play multiple sports. Every one of these young men play 2 or 3 sports in the off season. So based off those metrics, it's a point system, and these three guys rank the highest on our point system.
Okay.
So for me and our program, it speaks a lot to how invested they are in the program. And the way we're able to look at that is when we look at our investment order chart as coaches, our best football players are usually at the top, right? So, typically your football players toward the bottom are not your best ones. And if you have that, you have a good football team. So it just says a lot about how well-rounded these young men are. And, I'm very proud to have them on our football team. And they're all progressing as leaders as well, and not just good football players.
Excellent. Excellent. Coach, so far, what's been the biggest challenge in building this Concord program?
Challenge, I think when we got the job and our staff took over in 2022, we had to build it with a brand new team. Marty Paxson did a great job the year before. He won a conference title, but it was an older team. The team had a JV program that was pretty small, so we had to create a new football team with a lot of freshmen. And a lot of these guys were on a JV or 8-quarter that freshman year, and they've had to grow up quick.
Yeah.
And they've had to learn a lot along the way. So experience, I would say, has been the biggest challenge, on our football team. Now we have a bunch of kids that's played football for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, dating back to middle school.
Right.
A lot of these guys have been playing football since they were little. When we first took the job in 2022, we had a lot of first-year football players, or guys that picked it up in high school, guys that picked it up in middle school. So just chopping wood, sharpening our knife, fine-tuning the things that we do well has been something that's been a process over the last 3 or 4 years. In this 2026 class, we're really excited about, because there are babies that have grown up and they've been with us from the start. So
Awesome.
we're really excited about them. But yeah, that's been the biggest challenge.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I think you guys are going to have a stronger season this year for sure. And we appreciate the time, man. Thank you guys for coming out here today.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Thank you.